Peace to everyone. In history, anyone can make a claim. But in the Gospel of John, these claims are subjected to the ultimate stress test. We aren't just looking at miracles. The Greek text calls them semeion, or signs. A sign is a pointer to a greater reality. Today, we step into the laboratory of the first century to examine 3 specific cases where Jesus rewrote the laws of the universe to sign his name to humanity. Our first stop is Cana. The problem? A social catastrophe. A wedding without wine. But the investigation reveals something much deeper than hospitality. To produce wine naturally, you need a vine, soil, water, and years of time. You need the sun to catalyze photosynthesis. In an instant, Jesus bypassed the entire biological and chronological process. He created the finished product without the process. This isn't just a trick. It's an authority over matter and time. Why wine? In the Old Testament, the abundance of wine was the specific ID badge of the Messiah. Amos 9:13 and Joel 3:18 prophesied that when the king arrived, the mountains would flow with it. Jesus wasn't just fixing a party. He was filing a divine notice of arrival. Case 2. The man born blind. This is a forensic curiosity because the man had no memory of sight. His brain had no pathways for light. Jesus uses spit and dust to make clay. Critics ask, why the mud? Look at the evidence. In Genesis 2:7, God forms man from the dust of the ground. Jesus is using the same raw materials to show he's the original architect. He didn't just clear up a cataracts case. He performed a biological reconstruction of the optic nerve. When the Pharisees interrogated the man, his logic was flawless. Since the world began, it has been unheard of that anyone opened the eyes of one born blind. This was a creator-only miracle. The final case is the most extreme. Lazarus, not just mostly dead, but 4 days in the grave. The investigation moves from the laboratory to the morgue. At 4 days, the biological process of corruption, decay, is absolute. This is the point of no return. When Jesus says, "Lazarus, come out," he isn't just performing a resuscitation. He is commanding atoms that have begun to separate to reintegrate instantly. This is authority over entropy. By raising Lazarus, Jesus was providing the final exhibit before his own trial. He proved that the Word which spoke the world into existence in John 1:1 is the same voice that has the power to pull life out of the void. What is the verdict? If a man has authority over the quality of matter, wine, the design of the body, sight, and the power of life and death, Lazarus, who is he? The evidence doesn't point to a good man. It points to the God-man. Every miracle was a signature, and every signature matches the word we found in the beginning, heard the claims, and witnessed the signs. But all of it hinges on one final physical event. If the body is in the tomb, the story ends. If the tomb is empty, the Word has conquered the final enemy, death itself. John 20:6-7 records a detail that skeptics often overlook. The burial linens weren't tossed aside. They were lying there in their original folds, with the face cloth folded separately. If grave robbers had stolen the body, they wouldn't have unwrapped it and neatly folded the laundry. The evidence suggests the body simply passed through the wrappings. The tomb was secured by a Roman guard and a government seal. In the ancient world, breaking that seal carried the death penalty. Yet the stone, weighing nearly 2 tons, was moved. Not to let Jesus out, but to let the witnesses in. How do 11 frightened men, who abandoned their leader at his arrest, suddenly become the world's most fearless martyrs. People will die for a lie they believe is true, but they will not die for a lie they know is a fabrication. Their transformation is a psychological proof that they saw something that altered their reality. Let's connect the dots of this entire investigation. We discovered the eternal architect who created all things. We heard that architect claim the divine name of God. We saw him prove those claims by rewriting the laws of nature. By rising from the dead, he validated everything. The Word did not just become flesh. The Word became life. The investigation is over. The evidence is in. The question now is, what is your verdict? Thank you for watching. It is all about Jesus.